New year, almost new year, almost new segment city.
Old year.
We're always
old
rejuvenating ourselves with our cells are always becoming different, or we're getting new cells. We are the ship of Theseus, is it?
Yeah, ship of Theseus, right.
Our bodies are that.
In 7 years, you're going to be a completely different Will.
Oh, God.
OMG.
Well, we're ending this year. And I will be a different Will next year because...
You're going to be 2020 Will. You're going to have perfect vision next year.
Yes, but you know what's not going to change? Segment City. Welcome to Segment City. You laughed at that intro.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah?
New year, same podcast.
I mean, we're gonna have new segments always.
We'll have some new segments, yeah. We keep it fresh. We keep it spicy.
We're doing the podcast. I'm not implying that we won't.
This is our are you saying this is our last episode ever?
I hate Theo now.
Put it on the books. New year.
It's on the books.
I'm getting a new co-host.
Oh, wait. Who's continuing? I edit. Do I still have to edit the podcast?
New year, new hosts. We just find 2 new people to do the podcast instead.
They're the opposite of us. Likable, handsome.
Yes.
Very fit.
Yes. That sounds like my polar opposite.
My name's Will Kane, the least fit boy in all of the new year.
And my name's Bruce Wayne, new fit boy.
Oh, we already switched
Welcome
out the
back
hosts.
to Will Kane and Bruce Wayne.
Welcome to Flexing the Tall Man.
Welcome to Bane and the Wayne.
Oh.
Bane and the Kane.
Oh, the new poster.
Bane and the Wayne.
Bane and the Wayne is the worst Okay, this is a podcast.
I think that Bane would be terrible to have on a podcast.
Do you feel like you're empowered with the podcast?
Yeah, Bane will need to get you closer to the mic, and maybe if you could take off that mask, it'd be great. We can hear you breathing, Bane. It's not the best for our mics. All right, we're gonna bring in Bruce Wayne. He's a much more interesting.
I'm glad to be on this thing, Alfred. I mean, do you have an Alfred? I mean, who's Alfred?
Sir,
do you want to interview me on how I beat up the Superman?
Bruce, something happened to your voice there, bud?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
I forgot. I'm a little bit bipolar.
So, what's going on with your outfit?
Well, I have a tux over my suit.
You're still...
I kind of mix and match on this one.
We're going to cut to commercial.
I have
when we come back,
eyeliner for all the black around my eyes to give it that perfect
when we come back, everybody's favorite, Penguin.
This is, as you could probably figure out by now, this is a podcast in which Theo and I produce segments each week. Some are new for this new year.
Or maybe they're old because we're still in the old year.
Yeah, that's true. I have a mix of new and old for you.
Oh, man. OMG.
I think I do.
I
forgot to check my own segment.
Start by giving me one of those.
Well,
those ones.
We'll start with the old, which is what I do every time, which is Will Shower Thought.
I wonder if it's going to change in 2020.
Will Shower
Guess
Thought?
We'll find out.
I might get different intros.
New year, new shower.
I'm not running out of shower thoughts. My brain is just deteriorating in general.
Maybe you're going to start taking baths next year, and it's going to be Will's bath shot.
That's just sitting in your own filth. I hate baths.
Yeah, they're gross.
All right, so Will Shower Thought. What do you think the total percentage of completed New Year's resolutions is for everyone who makes New Year's resolutions? How many?
It's got to be.
What's the percent?
It's got to be like around 10%. It's real low.
I think it's real low too.
It's real low.
I would say more than 10%.
You think 1 in 4? You think 25?
What do you think's the most common? I think the most common is I want to go to the gym. I want to lose weight. That's the most
going to the gym.
Instagrammable.
That's why people always are if you actually go to the gym year round.
Yeah.
People stay away the first 3 weeks of the year.
I've been going to the gym for I want to say 3 or 4 years now, pretty consistently.
And every year
it's fucking garbage.
Yep.
People come in and they're doing people do Vine's dead.
Instagram.
And Instagram, they do videos of people doing them improperly, the machines, and I'm like, how do you survive in the world?
They're strapping weights around their neck.
They have images on most of them of how to do it. It's so easy.
Not that hard.
And you just just do whatever, just bicep curls. That's fine.
Sure.
Just run for a bit.
The key is to make it swift jerking motions with your back and neck. I'm
invincible. I think that's the most common, but what do you think's the, like...
There's also, like, other common ones, like...
I want to do my...
Eat healthier.
Eat healthier, yeah, that goes with the fitness.
Yep. Floss.
Nobody flosses. Unless it's dancing. Is that still a thing?
I'm going to just stay quiet. I floss every day. But we're going to move on from that.
What are you, my dentist? Are you my dentist?
Well, you haven't come in for a visit in a while.
Are you my dad?
Do you ever get those birthday...
Dad?
You ever get those birthday emails from your dentist and you get really excited?
No.
Do you see like, oh, someone sent me a happy birthday message and it's like...
It's me, Jeremy.
Happy birthday. After that cake, come in on Tuesday and see us because you're going to need a cleaning.
No. It's my day, Jeremy. Dr. Jeremy.
DDS.
Flossing, I guess.
Let's see, what else is there?
I feel like it's like I'm finally
like spending less.
I'm spending less. I think eating out less, cooking more in.
Yep.
I'm going to finally do blank project.
I'm gonna learn blank skill.
I'm gonna learn like guitar,
language. Yep.
I think most of those. Yeah, I think
learning guitar is probably a really big one. I feel like everybody's trying to learn guitar all the time.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn guitar. I think, those I think have very low percentage.
Yeah.
Right. I think gym is successful for a week and then drops off.
Read more books. Read more books is definitely a big one.
Definitely a big one.
Watch less TV.
For me, I think I succeeded on... That wasn't even a New Year's resolution. I just started doing it more.
Sure.
And that's good. Fitness, I've just been doing it. I think mine is probably going to be dieting more.
Sure.
Or like just eating healthier.
That's reasonable.
And maybe like I'm going to finally do project.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I have a personal website that I've been working on forever.
Yeah.
Which I keep doing the design phase and like designing it and then like making an HTML and people are like, this is kind of shit. And I'm like, okay, back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board.
Back to the
lab.
Back to the lab. I feel like that's pretty, but like not high percentage.
People go to bed earlier.
Go to bed earlier.
Get more sleep.
What's your resolutions? Mine's is dieting and doing projects like personal website.
I don't know. I mean,
Mine's also weirdly.
I feel like whenever I need to do something, like I just sort of do it. Like I guess spending less money, but like just because conceptually,
you're not a big spender.
I'm not a big spender. I just like saving money. So like,
me too.
So like, even if I can find more ways to do that, then yeah. But like, I feel like I generally, if I need to do something, I just do it.
I feel like I think they're more important now that we're in the working world.
Yeah.
Because we are young professionals now, and it's like the days are starting to run together.
Yeah.
So you kind of need like, I want to work on project.
Yeah. I'd like to play more D&D.
Yeah. So
it feels like I want to set my New Year's goals to be like things that I actually do want to do, not just things that I'm forcing myself to do.
I feel like your goals are going to be more chill. Like mine's are
they're
like,
not gonna be less, they're going to be less shory.
Yeah. Yours is like D&D, and like I don't know. Mine's is like video games. Like I want to play more games.
Yeah. I mean, if you can be like, I want to do this hobby more. I want to set aside more time for this hobby. Like, you'll end up doing it.
If I could spend, like, I kind of want to make a game, but that's a lot of work, and I just like I haven't taken the first step at all.
Yeah.
Or like writing short stories, like that's stuff that I just need to start doing.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Which that might be one of our segments this week. So yeah, that's what kind of. I think it's a low. I think most people. It needs to be something you can actually do.
Yeah.
Because working out is not a year-long goal to me. It is a thing you continue doing.
Right.
And like, but dieting, I feel like you could have on the short, like I want to lose blank amount of weight over the year. That is an acceptable amount. Like, don't be like, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. You're not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose 10 pounds. That's pretty doable.
Yeah.
So like keeping it. And then I think short, like, because people do long-term, year-long. Nobody's going to do those.
You need to set goalposts for yourself.
You got to set goalposts.
Yeah. That's that advice channel here at Segment City.
Maybe we should make that our podcast.
You've turned into an advice
channel. Brother, my friend, and nobody else. Two people.
Just me and my friend.
Me and my friend. Right?
I have an old segment for you.
Okay.
I want you to tell me, what does this rap lyric mean?
Oh, I don't know.
This isn't a new song, so you're probably actually familiar with this one.
Okay.
It's a song called Bad and Bougee by Migos.
Okay.
It was on the radio like a lot.
I don't listen on the radio though.
Like, so I don't know, like maybe a couple years ago.
Surprise.
So, okay, we're just going to start with the chorus.
Okay.
Okay. So it goes, raindrop, drop top.
Okay.
Smoking on Cookie the Hot Box.
Smoking on Cookie. Oh, You got that cookie dough?
So raindrop, drop top.
What's a drop top? Is it like a...
What is a drop top? You tell me.
It's when you drop your top.
Show the people what they want to see, Will. Give them what they want.
And when it's wet and it's so wet and you're like, get this shirt off of me.
Get this shirt off.
And everyone's like, put it back on.
Oh,
Come
God.
on.
Oh, God. You're like, raindrop. Ooh, it's getting wet in here.
It's kind of a little wet. Get that cookie out.
Oh, God.
Smoke that cookie.
So raindrop, drop top, smoking on cookie, the hot box.
I know what hotboxing is.
Sure.
Smoking that cookie, though. Cookie?
That cookie?
I've never heard it referred to as cookie. Give me that cookie. Yum, yum, yum.
Is this...
You go to your drug dealer and you're just like, I want cookies. And they're just
you're like take a
me?
puff. You're like, what is this? Oatmeal raisin?
Those are two different... I mean, those are two different forms of...
This looks like a chocolate chip. This is an oatmeal raisin.
You can have edibles. That is a cookie. But they're just lighting that on fire and trying to smoke that. They're like, we ran out of some kush, the main... Some nice bud, so we're getting it's in this cookie.
Oh my God!
Let's smoke the cookie.
Smoke it. The next lines.
Yeah.
Fucking on your bitchy a thought.
Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Cooking up dope in the crock pot.
Less self-explanatory. We got a cook here. Welcome to the Great British Bake Off.
What's he cooking this?
What is he cooking
this week on the British Bake Off, we have a new challenge. Dope.
I don't usually like dope, but I'm going to try it.
Yes, this is my grandmother's recipe for dope. It's been in the family for 14 generations, and I'm going to try to execute it today.
You don't want a soggy dope.
You don't want a soggy bottom on your dope.
On your dope.
All right, so that whole line, raindrop, drop top. Raindrop is like drip, which is money. We've established that drip is money.
Yeah.
And then drop top is like a convertible.
Okay,
drop the top.
Okay.
Smoking on cookie. Cookie is a strain of weed.
Oh, that's okay. That's a cheat.
Smoking on cookie, the hot box. Yeah. And then cooking up dope in the crock pot. There was an interesting little tidbit in my little research about cooking the dope in the crock pot.
I love that the idea of you doing research like this is a university paper is very entertaining to me. With sources.
So one of the rappers in Migos is a guy named Offset, and he claims that one time his stove broke and he was forced to cook up dope in his mom's crock pot. Like he claims that this is like an actual story, but it's not confirmed whether it's even possible to do this.
Yeah, that's stupid. Okay, but here's...
And they have a little GIF.
Oh,
you can describe that.
Okay, it's from Rugrats. There's a famous scene where the father from Rugrats is making pudding in a pot, and it's just the rapper's face over his.
And he's got some like Arm & Hammer baking soda.
Arm & Hammer.
All right, we got some more lines from the song. Might be posted somewhere secluded.
Okay.
Still be playing with pots and pans. Call me Quavo Ratatouille.
Okay, does that rhyme?
They make it rhyme. I'm bad at making it rhyme.
Okay.
And then next line.
He's in a cabin. He's laying low.
Posted somewhere secluded.
He's posted somewhere so the cops are on him. But he still wants that ratatouille.
Right.
A nice ratatouille in these trying times.
Still be playing with pots and pans. Call me Quavo Ratatouille. I have another image for you, and I will encourage everybody to look this up.
Is it like
look up Quavo Ratatouille. Here is the picture.
Is it Jose Cuervo? Oh, no, Quavo.
Quavo is the rapper.
Oh, my goodness. Wait, what is...
It's made of diamonds, and it's worth $250,000.
I'm looking at this gentleman's eyebrows. He has Snoopy eyebrows.
I think those are just sunglasses that are brought up.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, I thought he just had very big, like, Eugene Levy eyebrows.
I thought you were looking at the diamond-encrusted...
What's the hat?
It's a chef's hat.
Oh!
This is a necklace that he has had made of himself.
Like Ratatouille,
which is his
Pixar movie.
Him... It's a portrait of him with a chef's hat on, with his hands out cupped in front of himself, and there's a little mouse standing on his hands.
Yeah.
It's made of diamonds and worth $250,000.
Does he own it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Because who else would own this?
He bought a custom Ratatouille chain.
That's... When you have that much, that's fuck you money.
That's fuck you money.
That's fuck you money.
So
that's
good.
insane. Okay.
The next line. Run with that sack, call me Bougee.
Okay, yep. Okay. Call me Booby.
Call me Booby.
Hey, call me Booby. I won't.
Run with the sack, call me Booby.
I'm a Booby. I'm nice, firm breasts. Call me such.
Call me Booby.
No, I'm not going to.
I don't think I will call you Booby.
Are
I'll
you sure?
I'll call you Ratatouille.
I'll give you my necklace of me.
Okay, you got it. I'm calling you
Why
Booby.
does he sound like this now?
This is my normal
This
voice.
is my normal voice.
When I get on the track, I sound different.
Yes. Me and my Ratatouille. Yes, good.
Yes,
that
good.
was a good take, right?
Put that one in.
My crock pot. Was it good?
All right, I got a couple more lines for you.
Yes.
Go to sleep in the jacuzzi.
Oh, that's not a great... You're going to get pruny.
How did you know that was the next line?
Is it?
I'm gonna wake up really pruny.
Is it
No.
actually? Oh,
No, but that would be
I was
amazing.
so excited.
Go to sleep in the jacuzzi. Waking up, I'll be pruny.
That would be good. But it's also embarrassing because you're like, I look like an old man.
He's like, oh, I need to moisturize.
I need to moisturize myself.
Oh, gosh. That would be too funny. No, the next line is actually waking up right to a two-piece.
A two-piece? Like a wig? That's...
And he wakes up in the jacuzzi, he's like,
Who stole my hair?
Who took my hair? He's like, he's always a great British wig on. He's like, I'm just going to take a quick nap in my jacuzzi.
Is it a two-piece? Am I off? It's a piece for a wig, right? Like a toupee?
Yeah, a piece is like a, what is that called?
Yeah, just like a on top of your head.
Yeah, exactly. What is that called? It's a toupee.
Yeah, toupee.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so he's waking up to a toupee.
Just waking up to a two-piece.
Yeah.
Yep. Counting that paper like loose leaf. That's pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Getting that chicken with the blue cheese, which we've talked about before.
Why are we talking about?
We got the blue cheese.
They love their blue cheese. In the rap community, it's like gold.
That's right. It is. Boy, you so fake, like my collar you snaking.
Like my collar is snake. Okay, so snaking a collar. I don't know what that means.
Tell me what it means.
I wear collared shirts a lot.
Yeah.
When they're all squirrely, like they're not neat.
Is that what it means to you? You're making it up. This is whatever you want.
Collar so snake like.
So it's sorry. Boy, you so fake, like my collar you snaking.
Okay, so I don't know why it associates it with the collar, but snaking I think is a bad because you are
snaking
fake.
is a bad.
You are a slithery snake. You're a slithery little
like my
snake.
collar. You're a snake.
You're a
boy.
snaky boy. Yeah, I don't know what the collar part is though. Maybe it's like being collared by the police.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then last line, I swear to God that'd be that Gucci.
Oh, that's Gucci.
It's Gucci.
That's
so that
Gucci.
whole segment, go to sleep in the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Waking up to the two pieces bikini.
Oh, okay. So
not a toupee.
There's
You wake
some
up to a
babes.
man, he's like, how does this one feel on your head? It looks totally
He's
natural.
in a motel hot tub, and there's just a fat hairy man who's
It's like the toupee is like floating around in the water. It's like,
oh,
sorry, did I just let me put that?
yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
he's like, oh, I didn't expect
God, I need
this.
to get out of here.
Oh, my diamonds! They're corroding.
My ratatouille
My
diamonds.
Ratatouille diamonds.
Oh no. Counting that paper like loose leaf, getting that chicken
Yeah.
with blue cheese,
Yes.
which is money.
Yes.
We've established it before. Boy, you so fake like my collar, you snaking. So there was a line of Gucci shirts that had a snake around the collar. And so he's like, you're so fake, you're a snake, but
Yeah.
I'm the one wearing the Gucci.
Oh.
So it's like a double thing.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
That was a very specific reference.
It was
I don't
very
know
specific.
how I would have gotten it.
You wouldn't have. I didn't know that one either.
Okay.
Anyways, that's Bad and Bougee by Migos.
Bad and Bougee. I'm bad, but Bougee.
Raindrop, drop top.
I'm also going to do an old segment.
Ooh.
This has been, I've done two editions of this. It is a short story that I've been writing over editions. You don't need to have listened to the last two, but it does help. They're all pretty self-contained.
You should listen to the last two.
Yes, and the rest of the episodes on your iTunes or Spotify or whatever. It is a short story thing called The Absurdity of Life. Last time, our character Pete got into...
Previously on
The Absurdity of Life. Pete, our main character Pete, got to his new workplace, which is a gigantic tall building that you can't see the top of.
Yep.
And he met a lady named Lauren, who is Jesus.
Yep.
Or at least thought she was Jesus, and he had to duel a knight to get onto the elevator.
Yes.
So now, let's begin.
Here we go.
The elevator doors slide open to reveal the 103rd floor of Harold's Home for Gifted Businesses, the office complex in which Pete's new workplace resided. A large sign said, "Welcome to Business Boys Co. Incorporated LLC." Below it sat a small, rotund receptionist pecking away at a typewriter who waved Pete over. Pete rubbed his eyes. "Lauren, didn't I just meet you in the lobby of this building?" Pete asked. "What? Oh, no, honey. I'm Laura. I can't believe you got the two of us mixed up. We couldn't be more different." Pete did not agree, but he kept it to himself. The only real difference between the women was their hair color. Lauren was bright blonde hair, and Laura had black hair. "You must be Pete, the new guy? Well, I am pleased as punch to meet you." "Nice to meet you too, maybe again. You wouldn't also happen to be Jesus Christ too, would you?" Pete joked. Laura chuckled and said, "Me? No. I'm Vishnu." Before Pete could respond with the appropriate questions and/or prayers, a strong arm grabbed his hand and violently shook it. It was John Smith, the HR person. "Good to see you, Peter." John Smith's smile was blinding. Pete's voice fluctuated as his arm, and by extension the rest of his body, was shaken up and down. "Hi, John! It's just Pete." "That's great. Well, let's get you all set up," John Smith said as he quickly pushed Pete towards the main office. "If you ever need a messiah, I'm your gal," Laura called after them. John set a quick pace as they walked through the office. "We here at Business Boys Co. Incorporated LLC strive to give businesses the business they need to do business with other businesses. We only provide the freshly squeezed business to sate the thirst for more business. Business is our game, and business is our name. Who I wouldn't kill to give just one more drop of business to our customers. Now, are you ready to get down to business?" The word business had lost all meaning to Pete. "Sure, can't wait to business it up." John Smith stopped in place and slowly turned his head to stare at Pete, eyes bulging in his mouth in a wide smile. Pete thought he saw John's teeth slowly grinding. Then John burst into laughter. "Ha ha! Good one!" Pete wasn't sure if it was a good one, truly, but this felt like a step in the right direction. "So I wanted to talk to you about some of the software you use here?" Pete asked, struggling to keep up since John had returned to his breakneck walking speed. "You said you were working on all the most up-to-date stuff, so I was wondering if you used Excel or scripted some stuff with Python, or..." Pete had to catch himself from walking into John, who had stopped at a supply closet. John whispered something to the door, and it swung open, displaying its disorganized contents. John began violently clawing his way through the closet. He grunted and growled like a beast, flinging folders and papers this way and that. Pete had to dodge a stapler and a box of tacks. Finally, John obtained his prize, cackling in victory. He then placed the device in Pete's hands. What am I supposed to do with this?" The device was shaped like a cat's head, its mouth in a large toothy smile that mirrored the smile in John's face. Each tooth was a key. Pete pressed down on one of the keys. It was a cat keyboard. "This is what you're going to work on," John yelled. "I was expecting a Mac or a PC. I'm not exactly sure." John looked puzzled. "On your resume, it said you are well versed in all the latest technologies in the field. Cat keyboards are the latest craze." John's smile slowly faded. "You wouldn't happen to have lied on your resume, would you?" John's eyes bored into Pete. Pete gulped. "No, I mean, of course I know how to use this." John's smile returned and was wider than before. "Great! I will show you to your desk now, and you will get all set up. I'll show you around the office another time, for I grow weary." The two walked past endless rows of identical cubicles that seemed to go on forever. The air was filled with the sound of different pitched meows as people hammered away at the cat keyboards. "Do you have some sort of new employee training program or a first aid guide or..." John chuckled. Pete thought it was best not to continue this line of questioning. Pete was able to stop himself from slamming into John, who had once again stopped his breakneck pace on a dime. John then presented Pete with his new cubicle. It had a sign that had numerous names crossed out on it. Below them all sat the name Pat. I'm not Pat, though. Good luck and welcome aboard. But my name isn't Pat, Pete yelled, but John had already gone. Pete sat at his desk. He looked around the office for a while and then pressed a key on his cap keyboard. And that's the end of this edition of this installment of The Absurdity of Life. All right, your segment.
That was great.
Thank you.
I like that. I can't wait to see what happens next.
I brought up something to you the other. We were going to do a segment last week that was I found an AI, quote unquote AI generated Hallmark movie, but we decided not to.
Right.
And I realized that is a way to get away with very weird stuff without having anyone be relatable. There's no Pete in those AI generated. It's just all the crazy parts.
Right.
Because like in my original draft of this kind of story, it was absolutely fucking buck wild. Like it was that without somebody going, "Excuse me, what?" It was just him accepting everything, being like, "Yes, of course I'm going to duel a knight." And it was not as good, but when you have the thing of an AI generated it becomes like.
I'm actually reading a book right now that's called It Devours, and it's set in this it's set in a small town in America, in like rural America, where there's just really weird, strange things about the town that are explained as like, of course that's how it is here, and I'm like, oh, I'm just rolling with it. Like things are weird here, and they're like, just explain that. Like, in this place, like, everyone is just like, time is weird here. Yeah. And that's like, oh, interesting, okay.
I kind of like that, but you, like, Welcome to Night Vale is 100% just everybody is weird and everyone is like, yes, of course, don't go into the dog park. They're, like... Yep. But, like
in this book, like, there's someone who's from out of town and she's
lived
in the town for long enough that she's just okay with it, but whenever she goes anywhere, all the locals shout at her and go, "Interloper!" Yeah, and then, that's just like a thing that happens.
I mean, I like those kinds of stories because it's like you can just do whatever the fuck
you want. It's well written and it's interesting.
Yeah, if it's well done, then it's very cool.
Yep.
But like you do need writing this, you're like, you do need a relatable character. Like you need somebody to be with the audience, or else because I got bored of Night Vale.
Yeah.
Like a while, because I'm like, oh, it's just kind of like all similar. It's very inventive and creative and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. But it's also like, you need something.
Yeah.
Anyway, your segment, please.
My segment. Okay, well, we're wrapping up this year.
Yes.
I looked through my PlayStation trophies and saw which games I've played this year.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
And so I just want to like run through them, give my brief thoughts.
Okay.
And just like reflect on the games that I played. This is by no means inclusive because I played games on Switch, I played games on PC.
But this is PS4 only that you could
This is PS4 only, and I cut out some that I played for like less than an hour.
Yeah, that's
because that's like I tried this and wasn't really.
Yeah,
and I have estimates. I have estimates for how long I played each of these games.
Those can be kind of dicey because I'll leave a game on pause and like go and fuck off. And
I didn't actually check. This is just like my mental like how long do I think I played this for? Okay. So for instance, started off the year playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I played it for probably like 30.
You played it for a while.
30 or 40 hours.
Yeah.
I played it for a while. Brief rundown of my feelings on this game is that like they need to rework the formula of Assassin's Creed.
They really did, though.
They did, and it's in a spot... Okay, so for my personal tastes, they're heading in a direction that I don't care about. Really? They're heading in a direction of RPG, where your assassin is like... Your assassin blade is no longer a one-hit kill, and it really bothers me. It's like my whole approach of stealthing and taking out guys one by one and clearing a whole area is no longer the gameplay style.
It doesn't... because stealth games, getting those stealth kills is like you did good with the stealth, so you get this kill.
So you get rewarded by like continuing your stealth gameplay. They do have a power.
It just kind of crits.
They have a skill tree, and one of the things that you can unlock is that it is an instant kill.
Yeah,
but it's like you unlock that super far into the skill tree, so it's not even really worth it.
It feels very Destiny-esque with especially the UI. It kind of it has that we want you numbers coming off of enemies.
Yeah, but I'm not into that.
That's...
I'm like in an assassin game. I just want to like sneak up behind people, assassinate them, and hide their bodies.
They kind of fucked up their own formula because like Assassin's Creed 2, I think is probably my favorite one in the series. I stopped playing after Brotherhood. Like I didn't. 3 I had, but I never played because everyone was like, "Oh, this game's not as good."
Yeah, it's only okay. I've played a bunch of Assassin's Creed. I played Assassin's Creed 4. 4 is great.
4. Actually,
4 is awesome.
Yeah, 4 is, but the Assassin's Creed part was what
It was
got
just
in the way of the
it was
game.
it was a great pirate game.
It was a great pirate game
Yeah.
that you had to follow people sometimes and assassinate. And I'm like, okay, well, I
Obviously,
could have been
like-
fine with swords, like or a dagger.
I acknowledge that my take on Assassin's Creed Odyssey is like, I'm in the minority. People love this game. It reviewed really well. Its sales figures are crazy good.
It's one of those Ubisoft games that I feel like is a mile long but an inch deep.
Yes.
Like, it
so that was
doesn't-
another problem where this is actually
I don't wanna do
exactly
towers
this is
all the
exactly
time.
why I stopped playing it. Because like you'd go from town to town and
Yeah.
they were all the same town.
Yeah, it's
There's
cookie
like
cutter.
there were lots of interesting side quests and stuff and interesting characters, but at the end of the day, you're like, okay, this person's going to give me an interesting quest, and I'm never going to see them again.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that was it. It was like,
I mean,
and I'm going to move to the next town. It's going to be the same thing again, and I'm going to just keep doing that.
we're both playing Borderlands. I'm probably behind you at
Yeah, that's
by
one of the games
far.
on my list.
Yeah. But that I've been doing a lot of the side quests, and I'm like, I kind of don't want to do like if I ever played it again, I would probably skip every side quest because I think
Really?
it matches what your level is, like to the enemies who are in the zone. I don't know if you need to grind ever.
I haven't had to.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like because most of it
I'm
is
doing
like
the side
go and
quest
grab.
because I like seeing the side quest.
I like the gameplay.
So
is
we'll
why
get there.
Yeah,
We'll get
okay.
there. So I'm
But it's
gonna,
a similar thing of,
I'm
like,
gonna
I don't
give
really care.
I'm gonna give a score to the games, just like my own personal score.
Yeah.
It's not representative of like the absolute truth. I give Assassin's Creed like a 7 out of 10. It's like
Yeah.
polished game, works well, not for me. Like
Yeah.
it's good for a while, but it wasn't willing to see it through till the end.
We're working within the kind of like school grading IGN scale because it's like, but you could do out of 1 out of 5. I feel like out of 10 kind of gives you a look because if it's 5 or below for like IGN scale, it's garbage.
Yeah.
Like you will never play it.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like,
This is like a 70%.
I feel like this is
This is
this is
70%.
like it's like pretty good. Like
Yeah.
C,
Metacritic
like C minus.
Metacritic 70.
Yeah,
You know, like, that's
it's
pretty
not.
good. Next one was Hitman
Okay.
Yeah, it was Hitman.
I still need to play it. It was free on PS Plus.
Yeah,
so
that's why I played it. I played it
Yeah.
for between 5 and 10 hours.
yeah.
It was weird because they were really trying to make it super open and you could do whatever you want,
Yeah.
but it actually like showed how constrained it was.
Mm.
Where like I'd have this idea, be like, oh, I can do this way, and then it'd be like the game would be like, no, we have 15 other ways you can do it, but you can't do it this way.
It seems very built like you can't do the janky shit that you could do in like other games that
Yeah.
were jankier. It
Right.
feels very well constructed, but also forced.
Right. But it's like if you figure out one of the 15 things that
It's
they
like-
want you to do, then you feel really clever.
Yeah.
And you're like, cool,
If
they
you
did
can
this
fail-
whole thing.
it's like a
But I was
puzzle.
like, if you're not following one of those 15 things, you're just boned.
Yeah.
So
And it doesn't feel good to just like shoot somebody in the back of the head. Like you want to like feed them to a shark. Like
Yes.
kind of deal. Like those are fun stuff.
right.
So
I kind of got frustrated with it.
I feel like it's a game I like the other Assassin's or not Hitman,
Hitman
games.
games.
Like I played Hitman Absolution. I really liked it. That was the last one I played, and
Yeah.
so I'm probably gonna play it once I get time.
But also the
but
weak
it seems
point
episodic.
the weak point for me was also that it didn't have a strong overarching story. It is episodic where it's like you're going
Yeah.
to a place, you're
it
doing a
feels like
job.
you just do missions.
If you
And it's
like the kind of game where like you can go in and explore an area and really get to know it and spend a lot of time, then you're
Yeah.
good. That wasn't for me.
I stopped playing Sniper Elite 4, which is also free on PS Plus, because I was like, this is the same mission. Like,
Yeah.
basically, you snipe a person, and I
Yeah.
was bored with it.
Yeah. So I gave this
Yeah.
one like a 60% ish.
Okay.
Like I thought it was good. It's like it's polished, and if you're into that kind of game, it deserves playing. But for me, I was
gonna
like,
give
I was
it a
okay.
look, but I don't know if I'm gonna complete it.
Next, at the beginning of the year, Apex Legends. That was big.
Yeah,
I played a lot
it
of
was
Apex
I
Legends.
remember
played, like,
that was part of the podcast. We talked about it.
yeah, we talked about that. In retrospect, I wish that I still had a group of friends that was playing it. Like I really actually, I would still go back to it. I
I've
still
been
really like it.
on the Battle Royale train since PUBG first came out.
Yeah.
PUBG is addictive, but I think it's the mechanically most boring. It
Yeah.
has the highest highs, but the lowest lows.
Apex
and they
Legends has
last
some
so
really
long.
good mechanics.
It's the most mechanically sound. It's the most fun to me.
It's a good shooter.
It's a good shooter.
Yeah.
It's like even just running around and collecting loot because you can slide and you can do other
Yeah.
like it's fun to just run around in that
Yeah.
game and it has really good gunplay and it's like okay it's the most rock solid
Yes.
because Fortnite is just a fucking octopus
Yeah.
and it displayed so much that they had to reboot it. And it
Yeah,
was like
and then Call of Duty did their entry into the Battle
I feel
Royale.
like
But
it
it was
just
like
got forgotten.
the gunplay in Apex is so solid that I feel
Yeah.
no desire to play the Call of
I
Duty one.
played like the beta of that and I was like
Yeah.
I don't need to go back.
So Apex Legends really good. I'd give it like an 80
it's
or
still,
85.
I mean, they're still updating it.
They're updating it. I just don't have a group of friends that are playing it.
It's also the problem of Fortnite uses crunch to push out so much content because the fan base, like certain elements of
because
the pros are like
they're making so much
more
money that they are just like, you're gonna keep working
because it's like we don't want people to forget about this, which is working. I mean,
Yeah.
But then Apex is like, well, we don't want to crunch, but it has the negative effect of you aren't going to move as fast, so you're not getting as many characters, you're not getting as many maps, so people kind of like, it falls on a lull for me where I'm like, I'll play this for a bit and then
pop back out. They do have a new map and everything in Apex.
The new map is good.
Yeah.
Like I like the new map and I like the new heroes I haven't played the new heroes, but like playing against them is fun.
Cool. Yeah, so Apex Legend, very solid.
Yes.
Next was Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I came into this one really liking the two previous ones, Rise of the Tomb Raider and...
I didn't play Rise. I played the
played
first
Tomb
one.
Raider and Rise of Tomb Raider were the two.
I played Tomb Raider.
I really liked... I think Rise is my favorite of the three.
Really?
Rise is really good.
I have it for Steam and I'll play it eventually.
Yeah, it's really solid. Shadow of the Tomb Raider...
it came out in a bad time. I feel like.
I don't know. I was okay with when it came out. I think I played it like well after it came out, actually.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, a lot of these games
I feel like
are
it was sandwiched between really big... I think it was like around Red Dead or some huge one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, of course this is going to be...
I played like 20 hours of this game.
Oh.
I didn't beat it. It's longer
really?
than that. Yeah.
long.
My main issue is just like Lara Croft is basically just a serial killer at this point.
It's
like,
also
she's
like,
just totally...
This is how she becomes Lara Croft. And I'm like, wasn't that supposed to be the first thing? Why
it was
aren't
like
you
sort of
getting
what all
into...
three are. And then she's on this like quote unquote noble quest to, you know...
Yeah, but she is also killing
It's like
a lot.
a commentary
it's
on
the Nathan
how...
Drake problem. Of
it's
like,
a commentary on like how people really shouldn't go around grave robbing. Like
Oh,
she's like goes
but
around
she
and like
does
takes...
it.
She goes around and like takes this relic and thinks she's like doing the right thing, and it turns out she's not doing the right thing.
Okay.
It just didn't hook me in the same ways. I just wasn't really that into it. I don't know. I give it like a 7 out of 10. Like, it's fine. It's fun.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it through to the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. Next was Astrobot Rescue Mission, VR game. I actually still haven't finished this game. It's fucking phenomenal.
Is
This
it?
game is amazing. This is a 10 out of 10 game for me.
Damn.
This is a solid, perfect game for me. This is an example of what developers should be trying in VR. Like,
VR right now is like PlayStation. I thought PlayStation would be the VR thing I would get. I think like their games coming out, the only system seller I can see is the new Half-Life.
yeah, I mean, this is the game for PSVR where I'm like, you have to play this
and
game.
Beat Saber.
And Beat Saber, which is another one on my list.
Yeah.
But Astrobot Rescue Mission is a 10 out of 10
Is it
VR
a
game.
shooter? Is it just like...
No, it's a platformer.
Oh,
so
interesting.
you actually... The gameplay is that you have a little robot,
Yeah.
and you control him with your controller.
Yeah.
And you can like control him to run around, and you're basically in this third-person God mode, where
Yeah.
you like look at your guy, and when you turn him towards you, he'll like wave at you.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like aware of you, and the levels are built all around you in 3D. So
Mm-hmm.
like the guy, you can have him like run above you and below
that's
you, and
fun.
so you're like looking all around. It's super good, and the characters are really fun. It's like if Nintendo made a VR game.
Like
it's
made
super
a
charming.
Captain Toad for...
Yeah, it's exactly. It's super charming.
Oh, that's good. I think VR has a lot of potential. It's just so much price. Like the price.
The thing is with this one, they really
That's
paid
my
attention
main
to
thing.
make you feel charmed by the game, and you can feel it. And
Yeah.
it really works. Next is Mortal Kombat 11.
You and I played that for a little bit.
We played it for a little bit. The thing
we
is,
were
like, we
very
just
into
love
it.
Injustice.
Yeah, Injustice 2 just grabbed us at, I think, also right time,
Yeah.
right IP.
And we've lived together.
And we lived together and we could play together.
Yeah.
Because fighting games, that is the problem with fighting games and me, is like, if you can find people to play with who are equal skill level, then it's
Yeah.
very good.
It just showed me that I'm like, in order to get into a fighting game, I need to like know and care about the characters.
And you
I don't
don't.
care about Mortal Kombat characters.
No, I don't either.
I don't care at
I've
all.
played like all the newer games.
Yeah.
And I don't care about any of them.
And then the story is like fine, but again, they're telling a story with characters I don't care about.
Yeah.
And so like they're
I-
playing on all this history that all these characters have. I'm like, I'm not
They're like
informed about any of
rebooting
this.
it again, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
So really
Yeah,
well
whatever.
done game. I give it like a 7 out of 10. It's a really good fighting game. I just don't care all that much.
I like watching videos about it, like people who are like, "This is the balanced stuff.
Yeah.
You can do crazy combos," and I'm like, "That's neat. I can't do those." Like,
Next game, Beat Saber. Really good.
Beat Saber's fucking great.
Super great. I give this a 9 out of 10.
Really?
Only because like
You want more songs?
I want more
That's the
songs,
only-
and I have it on PSVR, so I can't get mods.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like I want more songs, and I also want to give the edge to Astrobot. Like, I need Astrobot to be like, this is my VR game must buy. Like, that's why it gets a 10 out of 10.
I remember, because we worked on a VR game,
Yep.
Lost in Spice, you can get it on Steam.
Self-plug.
And it's a very basic game. If you play it, it's fun.
Yep.
But we had an Oculus that our school gave us because it was a capstone project, and we played the shit out of... I remember us packing up to leave, and we would switch off, like, packing and playing Beat Saber.
We were, like, moving out. Yeah, it was really good.
Because it was
a fun time.
it was just
and
like
I still really like it. And every time I play it, I'm like, oh yeah, I really like Beat Saber.
Yeah, Beat Saber is the...
It
makes you work up a sweat, but that's also a problem because the mask always gets sweaty for me, even on, like, basic games.
Yeah, it's true.
I really liked Robo Recall for Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
That was probably like my second favorite other than Beat Saber that I played.
I want you to try playing Astrobot sometime. When you come over, I'll have you play it.
Yeah.
Next was Days Gone, the zombie survival game.
I feel like you didn't...
I liked that game a lot.
Really?
Yeah,
Reviewers did not.
I played it. I platinumed it. Like, I played it through. Yeah. I thought it was... For what it was, like, the main character wasn't all that likable.
No.
The story wasn't that compelling.
I feel like it's neat to have a motorcycle and ride around in a very
exactly
nice
right.
AAA.
Like, it wasn't... I don't know. It's just something about the world, like, riding around in your motorcycle was fun. The zombie hordes were genuinely, like, I don't feel all that, like, terrified in games. Where I was like...
Zombies, especially.
Yeah, because I don't play horror games, because I don't go looking for it. But when you see a zombie horde coming towards you, you're like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
And... It's like truly emotional where you're like, I'm boned. I need to leave. I can't fight these guys.
And then you get surrounded on your motorcycle and you're like, I'm dead.
And then eventually, towards the end of the game, you get so good at taking them out that like one of the trophies is to go take out all the major hordes, and you just get really good at it.
Oh, okay.
And like,
do you get like a grenade launcher or something, or like
you can set up traps. You can throw fire like Molotovs. You have machine guns that have like 100-round clips. Like,
that's just kind of how especially open world games progress.
It's a solid arc of like not being able to fight these guys even a little bit to being like, I am God in this world. I will own you. That's like
Spider-Man or like any other open world.
Yeah, I think this game is like a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's slightly better than reviewers made it out to be. It's like there are things where this was not a game that was developed by a studio that had made a AAA game before, and you can tell. Like, it was their first quote unquote AAA game, and it was like, they're missing some things here.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be ended for that studio then?
No, it sold really well, actually.
Did it?
Yeah, it sold well enough that I think they're going to get a shot at a sequel. And I think they should. I really think they should.
I remember that you were like, I'm going to get this for like $30. I feel like that's my reviews. I have a different reviews. I mean, I do give things numbers, but I think I have like reviews of play this at a friend's house or like get this
play
when
this
it's
on sale.
on sale or like that seems to me like I'm either going, if I ever want to play it, which I'm quite frankly not really, then I would either borrow it from you or wait for it until it's like $10, $15.
Yeah, I liked it. I actually borrowed that one from a friend. So I have 2 more and then we can talk about Borderlands.
Okay.
Monster Hunter World Iceborne. I played that. Yeah, it's more Monster Hunter.
You played the shit out of Monster Hunter when we lived together.
I really like Monster Hunter, and
I don't understand it as much, but I get that you like it. Like, I have games that I like.
It's because my group of friends got really into playing it, and part of the fun of that game is
just hanging out
with your friends and grinding through these like, and just like when you walk into a monster and you're learning its attack powers and you're like being beat up to all hell, and you're like, this guy's so strong, we'll never beat it, and then eventually beat it, and you're like,
it seems like fun, but it's also not a game for me.
Yeah.
So
it's sad to me that like there was a population of people that played this game that I was friends with, and then they like move on. So I mean, I was really happy that they came out with the DLC because so many people came back to the game.
Yeah.
My friends who like totally dropped it after it came out.
Do you have other games that you can play with friends? Like, because I have like...
Yeah, but it's mostly like whatever is coming out at the time. They like to play like the new hotness. It's not like we go back and play these old games.
Because my friend, like Halo Master Chief Collection came out on PC with Halo Reach. And I've been playing in like 8 stacks with friends that I used to play Overwatch with. And everyone just kind of like moved away from Overwatch. And now it's like, it's back, baby. Like, I'm playing with friends again. It's fun. So... I mean, that's nice that, like, I really like having games like that.
It's really fun. I don't feel like I need to go back to it right now. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and then penultimate one, Control.
Yeah.
I really like this game.
You really like
it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
The story that they told was really weird and out there, and the story and lore they give you through collectibles, the world building is super good.
I feel like I would like that game. I feel like it's a game I'm going to play in a lull. When I'm like
that's fair.
Done with other games.
That's
I'm like,
sort of what I did. I saw it on sale and I ended up getting it, and I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I think this is my game of the year.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I name anything on that list. Astrobot actually came out last year, so it's like it doesn't even get consideration.
I mean, I bought. It was just Black Friday in our timeline. It was like, it was actually a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I bought like 6 games that everyone recommended, or I was like, okay, cool. One was Borderlands 3.
Yep.
One was Sekiro, because everyone liked that. Kingdom Hearts 3, which everyone didn't like, but I played the other one, so I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be stilted and dumb Japanese bullshit. Resident Evil 2 remake, sorry, and there's 2 others, but it doesn't matter what but I got a bunch of like that's the kind of
it feels like good value.
I am. I feel like you're much more of a game comes out. I'm very interested in this. I'm gonna.
This year has been less so. Like all the games that I'm listing here, it's like I don't.
None of these have been particularly.
All of the games that I listed here, I didn't buy new. Yeah. Like I didn't buy day one. So Control was like a super pleasant surprise where I was like, this game seems weird and out there, and it turned out to be really good. I recommend this. I think I really recommend this game. Like
the last game that I played that I really fucking loved was probably like that I played the shit out of was like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
For PS4.
Which was last year.
So like
I mean, this year in general, 2019 has been a lull year.
Yeah.
2017 and 2018 were insane years for video games.
Yeah. I mean, it's been like...
And 2020 is going to be insane as well.
Yeah. I feel like it's been for particular people who like the stuff that came out, like Sekiro came out, and like people like
it's just been a year. Like I don't care about Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, like I don't care about Sekiro. Like
particular tastes, but like the people like
I don't care about. A lot of people like really like Devil May Cry. I don't care about it.
The people are like Resident Evil 2 remake might be game of the year, and I'm like, I don't care about it. Shouldn't be like the fact that it. But anyway.
And then last one, Borderlands 3, which we've been playing recently.
Yeah, we played one session together, which I feel like I want to play more.
It's pretty decent. Like I like it. The gunplay and the gameplay, super good. Like
story, kind of forgettable, kind of not.
I mean,
like it's not the reason I keep going. It has funny, like there are parts that I go. Like
it's a mix of like characters I like, characters I don't really care about.
But like Borderlands 2, I really like the story.
I think that also just hit at the right time.
Yeah,
where, like,
it was before
the brand of humor that it had like was new and fresh, and now it's like, yep, this is just Borderlands humor.
Yeah,
I think I really like the level design and like the world design.
Yeah, it has great art design,
and they take you off of Pandora and show you some really cool worlds.
The guns are like I enjoy getting new guns, and I'm like, okay, which gun do I want to like build into? And you can spec and stuff, and it's like I want to play other characters too.
I do too.
It has that fun element to it.
So very solid. I don't think I can like score it yet because I haven't seen it through, but like
no, I'm even less far, and right now I would give it like 8.5.
Yeah, that's where I'm hovering to.
Like that's really a 9 or 10 is like everything's very good. Like Spider-Man, I like the story.
Yep.
It wasn't groundbreaking. It was good. Like
I think Spider-Man is a 10 out of 10 for me. Like it's just indicative of the fact that like it's such a
solid game.
It's so solid.
Yeah. There's you can critique it, but it's like there's such nitpicks that I'm like it's so close to
I'm still playing like Red Dead 2. I'm so behind on games, but
anyway, those are my PlayStation games of the year. I thought it was an interesting thing to like look back on my games and be like, what have I even played this year?
Yeah. I would have to go. I feel like I play a lot of mix of new and old games. Like I could go back and play.
This year was more me playing older games actually, which is a different sort of tempo for me. That's all I got. So,
well, I think we're gonna end out on this segment that is a new one that I think is a good way to end this year.
End this year, just recap.
Which is it's a goof segment, which is
okay.
Because we started this podcast this year, I wanted to go back to the beginning of this podcast.
Oh, I love it.
To the idea that, or the... Before we started this podcast, we had another podcast called Movie Boys. Yeah. And I said, like, I want to broaden it out because Movie Boys, the problem with it, because we've done a few segments of Movie Boys, it feels like you need to have just watched the movie to be with us. To be
on the ride with us.
Yeah. Especially we're watching, like, a lot of old 80s action movies, especially.
Like if you followed the format of the podcast, or it's like we talk about the intro, and then we go off and watch the movie, and you also go off and watch the movie, and then you listen to us review.
But, like, I feel like nobody...
that's so hard.
And it's like, if you haven't seen Terminator, you would have to skip that episode.
Yeah.
So we had a time when we were pitching podcast ideas to each other.
Oh, nice.
And now this is...
You kept that?
Pitching? No. These are goofs. Okay. These are mostly goofs. What were some of the ones that we came up with? I think it was like... Anyway.
We came up with the idea of segments pretty close, but then we...
Yeah, I wanted to do more like variety stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to pitch a different podcast to you for the new year.
I've got $1 million and I'm going to put it into this podcast.
$1 million, but... a podcast in which I review local diners each week, which I kind of do in my real life.
How many local diners are there?
I've been to at least 6 different ones around here.
Oh my God.
Annie and I go on Sundays. I love diners. She does too.
Yeah.
We will go to a diner. I will sit down and I will review it based on ambiance, how like good the food is, of course. Do they have a good... I get the same thing, which is basically 2, 2, 2, 2 pancakes, 2 eggs, 2 like, and who like, is that good?
Yeah.
Coffee is kind of like variable. I don't really care.
If they have those mugs, they gotta have the diner mugs.
The best ones we've been to, I think my favorite is actually in Annie's hometown. So like that one just had, because the 222 had everything. It was like you get ham, you get sausage, you get bacon, you get it's
all the
fucking
things.
huge,
Yeah.
and it's a good price, and like that's another thing. And the ambiance is like hometown fun time. Like that's what we like.
Yeah.
So I do that anyway, but just local. So I went to the the local inn.
Welcome to Joe's Diner.
Joe's Diner. It's an okay time. A podcast in which we go over a different dinosaur each week.
Oh my God, dude!
Welcome to the Stegosaurus.
I used to be such a dinosaur kid.
There's all these different. There's a dinosaur kids and there's space kids.
Dude, when I was like
and there's race
11,
cars,
when I was like 11,
sports.
I knew so fucking much about dinosaurs that I no longer know. Like
you would have loved the museum I went to in Calgary, which was a dinosaur bone museum.
Yeah,
I think I showed you.
My
pictures,
mom.
But...
So fun fact: when I was like 6 or 7, my mom took me to the Natural History Museum, and my mind was like fucking blown.
Yes. Dinosaurs are dope as shit. Like
dinosaurs are dope.
What's your favorite dinosaur? I know what mine's is. It's been my favorite for a very long time.
Shoot, what's the ones that like bash their heads together?
The ones with like the kind of
big
round,
old skull.
Dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forget what they're.
I forget what they're talking about.
Those ones are good.
Those are cool.
Mine's is Triceratops.
That's an interesting choice.
I didn't know that there's so many different types of ceratops because
there are. There's a lot.
And
Triceratops are dope. They're dope as heck.
They're like the people are like the horns are. And like the frills are mostly for mating, and the horns weren't that much for defense because you can really.
They were in theory for defense.
Yeah, but it was neat.
It's so interesting when we were like, oh yeah, dinosaurs. They like were bad at evolution. They didn't survive, and it's like, no, they were around for hundreds of millions of years.
Tons of them.
There was tons of them.
A podcast in which we review other podcasts.
Yeah, that could definitely be a thing. Yeah. And then at some point,
this episode of
we review our own podcast.
And real shit. Yeah. You have to listen to a bunch of podcasts to get this one.
For the podcast consumer.
Reviewing fashion, reviewing pictures and paintings without linking to the images that we review.
Yeah, that's really good content.
So I don't like the frill. What frill? I can't see it. Yeah,
without showing them to each other.
Yeah, for an audio.
Let me paint you a word picture with this one.
On an audio medium, I think it'd be very bad.
That'd be funny.
A bird watching podcast.
For bird watchers, or we watch birds?
We watch birds.
And then we
maybe we talk about the bird watching community.
We talk about the bird watching. We've got a resident guest expert in today. We got a really special treat for you guys. He once saw a blue-footed booby.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
He saw some puffins.
He's a legend in the watching community.
We have the legend of... do you ever listen to like one of those jazz radios? Like, because Annie and I were driving somewhere and it was like some jazz, and this woman came on and she's like, the jazz legend Trombone Pete is on.
Trombone baloney.
This is his... he had a wonderful album in 1982. Just, you can tell it's off the fucking cuff. Like they're just like, oh yeah, this is by Trumpet Pete. Like they are experts at jazz.
They used to have those radio stations where they'd play a song and you have to call in, and if you get it right, then you like win something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be that, but for Birdwatch, Falcon Frank is here.
We've got in the studio a special treat. We've got
the man, the myth,
Edmund Eagle.
Eddie the Eagle.
Eddie the Eagle.
Just reading internet comment. I mean, we kind of do that, but not actually reading it aloud, just kind of chuckling and saying stuff like, oh, that's a good one. Or exhaling a bit out of our noses, and that like...
So it's like listening. It's like listening.
It's just listening to us reading.
It's like listening to your dad read the newspaper. Like, oh, oh.
It's good. Yeah.
Make some dad noise like.
Yeah. The superpowered Final Form Anime Hour. You just gave me. You literally double taked. You're just
Nani?
like, I'm not proud of this one, but it had to follow it up. Waifu Weekly.
What?
Nani?
Nani? Welcome back to Waifu Weekly.
Where we have a different waifu every week. The Do You Remember podcast, where we just ask each other if you remember a thing, like Rugrats. Hey, do you remember Rugrats?
Oh, I thought you'd be like, we'd talk about our own personal experience. Like,
No, you just asked.
remember back in freshman year when we used to go to Stetson East?
No, it just not that was because that leads to a story. I think just like, hey, you remember iPods?
Remember Zunes?
Remember in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 when they had a Zune and that was the goof?
Huh.
Remember when I got Alzheimer's?
What? Nani?
Nani?
Welcome to Waifu Weekly.
Waifu Weekly. And it just turns into Waifu Weekly.
Nani?
Podcast where we talk about our days and complain about our lives.
We do that before the podcast.
Yeah. I did a goof, which is, oh wait, that is already the Rooster Teeth podcast, but that's kind of unfair. They complain about air travel.
Oh my God.
Every week we see how long we can hold our breath, and that's it. So we just
We're
go,
like training.
all right, yeah, let me.
It's like
Ready? And that's it. We end. That's it. And then we cut there.
Are you gonna leave that silence in?
Maybe. I don't know. All right. So I only have a few more. The Microsoft Office podcast, in which we talked about the latest news about Microsoft Office products.
Have you signed up for Microsoft Teams yet?
Yes.
Have you signed up for Microsoft Teams
That would
yet?
be an entire
Have you signed up for
episode. Just talking about politics and living in misery because of
Oh
it.
God, there's already enough of that.
Yeah, a podcast talking about how we should start a podcast. I listened to people at lunch do that one time for an entire lunch.
We should start a podcast.
I think we have some chemistry. Like, we're funny together, right? We got some chemistry. You know what? People say they love listening to us. We should start a podcast.
We should start a podcast.
What do you think it's going to be about? And then it loops.
And then it loops.
And then we start this segment again.
Oh shit, you're right.
And then a podcast in which we
We're
pitch
just the
podcasts.
chuckle fucks that actually did it.
Well, yeah, but you missed my last.
Oh,
goof.
sorry. Go ahead.
A podcast in which we pitch podcasts. Meta. And that's the end of.
Welcome to the Twilight Zone.
That's the end.
You're on
of
your way to listen
the
to a
Twilight
podcast.
Zone.
You're downloading the episode, but instead there's a bug in your hand. And
There's a spooky door.
And it says to you, enter the spooky door.
Have you ever seen those for the Futurama
Yeah,
things?
the spooky door.
Fucking love them.
So good.
Because I love Twilight Zone. Like, it's one of my favorite shows. And
Have you played the Jackbox game that is like the Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I only played
Split
like
the
one.
room.
Anyways,
I like the spooky door.
There's some kind of alien or something.
Something.
It's the devil. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's in the spooky door. And it's in Segment City.
It's also in Segment City sometimes.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Segment City. Remember, if you enjoy this show, give us a review on iTunes or your podcast network of choice.
You can drop us a review. You can send us a message at segmentcitypodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Segment City. You can follow us on YouTube. Our
stealing
YouTube
my
channel
thing.
is Segment City.
New year, new Theo. He's trying to steal my outro.
Thank you so much.
To Rachel Robeson, I can do it on point.
And congratulations
Unlike
to
you.
her on getting a new puppy.
She got a new puppy?
She got a new puppy.
It's going to be a dog by the time that's coming.
That's true. Such a cutie named Bailey. Shouts out to Bailey.
Oh.
So, big shouts out to Rachel. Thank you so much to
new
her for
moves in the
making
new
our
year.
intro music. You
Yes.
can follow her podcast, Create Loud, wherever you get this podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
That's going to do it for us this year.
Thank you for a great year, everyone. And
It's been a year.
Thank you, Theo, for a great year.
Hey, thanks, Will.
You're a great friend.
Hey, thanks, Will. That's nice. That's nice of you. You're a great friend, too.
Oh.
Genuine moments on Segment City.
End it now.
Making you cry every week. A pitch podcast where we just cry.